It's time to look ahead on the early edge to week 4. We've got a Thursday night game to break down and perhaps some lines we want to jump on right now. I'm with Mike McClure and Larry Hartstein. And Mike, this is a big division matchup with San Francisco going on the road to Los Angeles. Some injury concerns for San Francisco. We got to wait to see how that plays out. But it's a 3-point spread, 3.5 in some places, 3 over here at BetMGM, 47-point total. Mike, how do you see this game playing out on Thursday night?
Yeah, this one's going to be just a lean for me, Sia, but I lean to the underdog with the 49ers, especially if you're catching a full 3.5. At 3, definitely way more of a soft lean, but at 3.5, I think these divisional games will just simply remain competitive. As far as injury concerns, certainly need to wait some of that out. I think Brock Purdy will be better in the next start here. And I just think that these teams know each other so well. They know how to defend and they know how to really move the football. So I think it's kind of more of a rock fight in division here, and I would be taking the points in any home or away situation when you're talking about anything north of a field goal. So I'm looking around waiting on this market, but just when I'm seeing 3.5 on the Niners side, that's where I would be.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear before I go to you, Larry, that BetMGM number has changed. It is 3.5, and it's minus 102 at the 3.5, which I think is really interesting. Tell me, Larry, are you on the other side, or would you be backing the Niners here at 3.5?
Yeah, short week could be an issue for the banged-up Niners with Ricky Pearsall leaving with a knee injury. Jennings was able to come back, but there's just some other alarm bells going off, not just the injuries. I mean, Christian McCaffrey averaging less than 3 yards a carry. Trent Williams getting beat like we haven't really seen before. I mean, that guy was a rock you never had to worry about, but now the pass rush is getting there. And the Rams have a very good defensive line that I think can control this game. And we see Matthew Stafford throwing for 375 and looking incredible. I'm leaning the other way with the Rams.
Yeah, this one's hard to assess. I'm going to, like, I forced you all to have answers, but I'm going to kind of wait and see how these injury issues play out with guys like Ricky Pearsall. And I think Juwan Jennings should be fine. Of course, Brock Purdy as well. Let's go to a week 5 side we want to bet on. Larry, I'm going to start with you.
The Colts really impressed me yesterday, even though they lost and did not cover against the Rams. And you can put that all on A.D. Mitchell, who cost his team 2 touchdowns. The Colts have been very impressive, and now they're hosting a Raiders team, making their 3rd long trip of the season. They've already been to New England. They've already been to Washington. Now they go to Indy at home. I trust the Colts at less than a touchdown. I think this is going to go up to 7 because the Raiders, they did get the running game going, but the passing game is in complete disarray right now. So I would lay it with Indy.
I totally agree. This is going to jump up to 7. So if you like it, take it now. And by the way, A.D. Mitchell, I felt so sorry for him after he fumbled the ball for a touchback, and then to have the penalty called on him, 10 minutes later, rough go for A.D. Mitchell. You could tell it really affected him. So hopefully he has a chance to bounce back. Mike McClure, what week 5 side or week 4 side are you looking at?
I'm looking at Kansas City here against Jacksonville at -3. So the way I see this one here, the market will make a move on this one. I don't expect it to close 3. It's either going to go 2.5 or 3.5, depending on what team people want to back. I am far more concerned about losing the 3 and the market going to 3.5 on Kansas City than I am at going to 2.5. They win by 3. I push my bet. All is fine. We move on, right? So I think that Kansas City looked fantastic in that game. Some of it was Baltimore, but some of it was the team looking healthy, looking like they're having fun out there. Having Xavier Worthy's presence on the field was a huge deal for them. Getting in the win column after that difficult stretch, which is a very difficult schedule, by the way, for them. I think they get right here. And I think the number should be closer to 4 than 3. And I think it will probably close 3.5.
All right. We're on the Chiefs and we're on the Colts. Let's talk about a week 5 side we're waiting on. Mike, maybe we're waiting for this line to mature in our favor. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to list the Ravens here, and I could be very wrong. The market could want to support me and move this to 7, but I also think we could see a scenario depending on, the coach speak, the interviews, everything, the practice reports that come out with the Baltimore this week with all of those injuries. We could see the market push this to 6 or maybe even the extreme 5.5 if there's a lot of support for the Texans. But the Ravens had a very difficult opening schedule, right? You talk about having to play on the road at Buffalo, on the road at Kansas City there, and they played a Detroit Lions Titans team. They played a physical Cleveland Browns defensive team. It's just a tough schedule. I think they get right. I think they win by double digits here against the Texans. So I would be waiting on this because I think it could move down to that 6 or 5.5.
All right, Larry, how about a week 5 side you're waiting on?
I'll be interested to see if the Titans go from plus 9.5 right now at Arizona to 10 or even 10.5. I mean, who wants to bet on this team? They are a mess. They can't score. But should Arizona be laying double digits to anyone in the NFL? I mean, their offense looked terrible against Seattle. They only scored 2 late touchdowns when Seattle was in more of a prevent mode. And I just think Arizona, without James Conner, with Kyler Murray's issues, is not a team that should be laying double digits. But it's going to put me to the test because the Titans are 3-18 in their last 21 against the spread. So if this goes to 10.5, I will have to pull the trigger.
I think you're right about that. All right, we've got about a minute left. Larry, give me 30 seconds or less on a total that you're eyeing already early in the week.
Yeah, Cowboys-Jets sitting 47.5. I like the over in 47. We've seen the Cowboys play some crazy shootouts already. We've seen the Jets give up, over 30 points a game. I like that one to be closer to 50.
40-40 last night. I did not see that coming. Mike, what do you see when you look at these team totals, or excuse me, these game totals?
How about the Broncos and the Eagles under 44.5? We know the 2 most key numbers in NFL totals, still 43 and 44. We're sitting north of both of those. You talk about a Broncos team excellent on the defensive side of the ball. We know the Eagles want to run the ball, possess the football, run the clock. I think this is a tight playoff type of matchup. I'm going to go under 44.5 as I think this thing definitely closes at 43 or low.